Y'all already know what time it is. Y'all already know what time it is. It's that time. It's that time and that space for real shit with R&T. Say real shit with R&T. Real shit with R&T. Say real shit with R&T. Hey, we about to get started. It's been a long week. We made it to Friday, to third Friday Eve. So I'm saying we about to get this show in, so we can get the show out, so we can chill out and get this weekend jerking off. What y'all got going on for for the 4th? Anybody cooking? Anybody grilling? What y'all got? What y'all doing? What y'all gonna be doing? T, I see you on here. See what I'm saying? You one of the faithful, one of the loyal, faithful loyal. So appreciate you joining. It is all to the good, all to the gravy. Yes, sir. Just waiting on my people. Hey, Sister Tolliver, Sister First Lady Tolliver. I appreciate you joining in as well. I know it's only gonna be for a second. I'm just about to do this podcast with my cousin. I'm gonna try to keep it kosher. I'm gonna try to keep it kosher for the saints. I can't promise. I'm gonna try though. I'm gonna try. That's all I can do. That's all I can do. If I can ever get my co-host to join in at the same time, it'll be really, really nice. Let's see if she's gonna join in. She might have to go. Hopefully, she's over her people so that we can. Oh, she's waving. So let's see. She done waved. I done sent the invite, fam. Oh, look at you.
Always got
something. And yes, your volume. Your volume. Your volume.
Just be vocal.
Your volume.
How you?
Your volume.
What's wrong with it? You can't hear me?
I cannot. It's very, very low.
It's all the way up.
I understand, but the same problems we was having before when you was obviously the situation is still right there. I don't know what to tell you. Whose phone was you on last week?
Shereen's.
Maybe you should just borrow their stuff on show day.
Come on, bro. Calm down. Be easy.
Get it together.
Calm down.
You know what I'm saying? Because you messing up the flow of the show. You messing up the flow.
You know what? So you can't hear me?
I can barely hear you.
I wonder, is that a you problem and not a me problem?
Say again? I don't have any other apps up. I'm going to ask the people, Tia, can you hear me good?
Tia said she
can hear you just fine.
Yeah.
But
I'm about to say I can hear it on my other phone. I think it's you, bro.
But I can barely hear you. But it was the same situation we was having before when we would be on your live and you could barely hear me. So I don't know what's going on because I haven't done anything. I haven't done any updates or nothing.
See, I can hear her fine.
See, everybody's saying they can hear you, but I don't know why.
Okay, you want me to go out and come back in?
Let me see if I can. Maybe if I bring you through my computer, I can hear you a little bit better. Reacting to the video. Go ahead, say something with your mouth. No, see, I can hear you good. I can hear you well on my laptop.
Okay.
I just can't hear you on my phone.
Okay, so turn your phone down. Did you turn your phone down?
That's the thing. Okay, let me. Can y'all still hear me?
Okay, say something.
Let me get a thumbs up, people in the chat. Can y'all still hear me?
We can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay. It looks like people's giving me thumbs up. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn it on up on the computer. See, that's the reason why you gotta have two things going on at the same time. So bam. Because I have no idea what's going on with the situation between you and your phone.
Bro. I got to. Don't play with me. Okay? Don't play with me, sir.
That's what it is.
Today's been a long day.
That's where we're gonna go.
Okay? It's been a long day. It's been a long day today.
It's been a long week, man. It's been a long week.
Okay, you gotta turn your phone off. Or you gotta turn the phone volume off.
Are you hearing double?
Yeah.
Are you hearing double?
Yeah.
I'm turning down as low as it can go. Is it still echoing?
No. Just a little bit, but it's okay. It's just a delay, okay. But it's okay. It's not echoing. Just a little bit, but it's okay. It's I mean, but it's okay. It's not.
I don't know what you're going to do, because I'm going to need you to upgrade your stuff. Because the problem started with your phone.
I don't think it's my phone. Okay, you want me to log off and come back in?
Dude, it's gotta be your phone. No, because then you'll mess around and I'll come back and be all super weird. I got time for all that.
Okay, so we just gonna roll with what we roll with. Okay, so we just gonna roll.
We're gonna roll with.
Do you have headphones?
I mean, everybody else saying they can hear his phone. So hey, I say let's go ahead and start the show. I mean, it is 10 after 8.
Do you have headphones?
Yeah. But not in my, not for my, I don't have my my buds are at the gig.
Okay, we'll make it do what it do, baby.
Hey, Raquel, thanks for watching. Tanya, Adam, I appreciate you watching as well. Thanks for tuning in. Let me get my shout outs real quick. I already said Tia. I already said Sister Tolliver. I already said, yep, everybody else. Real shit. Appreciate you watching, logging in. Good looking out. Appreciate you watching, logging in. Are you gonna talk to the people? What are we doing?
Yeah.
I mean, you realize you're on camera, right? You ain't spoke to the people at all. What are we doing?
I'm trying to shit.
Bonnie Anderson, I appreciate you tuning in for a second as well.
It's because I think we're echoing.
Man, if you don't do your little intro, you won't fight.
Okay. Hey, thank you guys for tuning in to Real Shyt with R&T. Real Shyt with R&T. Real Shyt with R&T. I am the R, and he is the. I am the R, and he is the.
I am the T.
It's a delay.
I am the T. Your first day at work, your first day on the new gig, it got you debogulated.
No, this is gonna be a weird show because I just don't know how to sound it. But hey, we'll roll with it. So, what's the topic tour today?
The topics on this day, we're gonna start with how not to make your next relationship pay for your ex relationship, and then we'll end on a question that I don't really know how to really answer honestly, without sounding super perverted. You know what I'm saying? Because I just don't.
Are you talking about the daddy?
Stay tuned for that, because
are you talking about the daddy?
I wish there was more dudes. Yeah, because I don't have no idea how to really answer that question or why. And shout out to Des Rob. Appreciate y'all joining in, tuning in while y'all can.
You ready to start tapping in?
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't. I don't know where that came from, but also, as my co-host said, make sure this is Thursday. So you already know that this is Tap In Thursday. So if you want to join in, send me a little either a blurb, a request to join in, or say something on the chat so I can go ahead and add you in so you can give your 2 cents. Because I think one of the biggest mistakes that we make when we go from one relationship to the next relationship is we don't purge ourselves of all of the hurts that we had from the previous, right? So then without purging, you kind of take those same hurts into the next one, and you hold that person that did not hurt you, that had no responsibility in it, accountable for the actions of your previous. And I think everybody's done it. I mean, nobody's perfect. Nobody is. I mean, we're all human. It's a human emotion to do such a thing, but it becomes real detrimental over the course of time if this person who is once again who hasn't done anything that caused the hurt that your ex did to you, that you're holding them accountable. You're looking for them to be the same person, or you think that they're going to do the exact same thing, and when in reality that particular part, that thing that healing, that's something that you should have done before the relationship, before you got into the new relationship, because if you're carrying that with you, it's gonna that relationship the new relationship is gonna be like the last one. It's gonna be over before you know it as well, because don't nobody want to be nobody's gonna be put up and set up for that. Can you if the shoe is reversed and your man or your chick, depending on what you like, was holding you accountable for something that you didn't do, how long would you stay around?
Me? I ain't got time. It's it's a delay. So can you hear me? No.
A little bit. It's a little bit delayed. I mean, just start talking. It'll catch up at some point.
I gotta hang up. Let's hang up and try. I'm gonna hang up. I'm gonna come back in. I got it. I gotta figure this out.
All right. I might let you on. I might.
But
Maybe. Well, while she's gone, back to the best part of the show. While she's gonna do my shout out to Marissa. Hope you're healing up real well, boo boo. Definitely, my prayers are with you. I'm glad you joined in, though. Appreciate the support. There's somebody else that joined in too, but I don't see their name right now. So, somebody else that joined in too. I'm gonna turn off my computer because this is definitely getting on my nerves. It's definitely getting on my nerves. So, back to the phone. There we go. Hopefully y'all can hear me. I know y'all can. Robbie, Lenore, Miss Honeylove, appreciate you joining in as well. Once again, appreciate the support. But like I was saying before, how do you guys navigate that particular thing? I know some of you people have been married for a long time, like Rita Tolliver and I think it's got my Daz and Rob. I know that y'all been married for forever as well, so y'all might not really remember, you know what I'm saying, because y'all been with y'all significant others forever. But everybody else is either single or has been single recently and things of that nature. How did y'all navigate that? The chat is open. If you want to tap in, somebody said they want to come on, but I know that's just Stephanie and her broke butt phone. So let's see if we can get this together this time. We're waiting. Here she comes. There she is. Say something with your mouth.
I told you stop saying it.
Still kind of low.
Okay. Oh well. I don't know.
You know what? But this is what we can do, because if you can hear me, I'm just going to turn off all other sound in my apartment, and then I can hear you. Then that way we're not doing anything, any other computer or whatever.
Okay.
So go ahead, answer the question.
Okay. So how would I handle it? Just like you had just said, unfortunately I don't know, because I haven't experienced another relationship.
Well, but the thing is, what you have done is you have been talking to other dudes.
Yes. So that's what I was gonna say. In the dating realm, what I just because of what I went through with my ex, there are certain things I have said that I won't go through in this one. So it's not that I'm holding them to it, but if it's a red flag for me, it's a red flag for me. Like I won't deal with disrespect. So like if I see that you say the B word a lot, or if I see you call women out their name a lot, I might address it at the very beginning and like, hey, you know, is that how you address women, or that how you talk or whatever? Unfortunately, I do not. So I kind of put it out there because that is one thing I will not tolerate because of it. But as far as everything else, no, I think I let everything else go in that relationship, and I feel like it's a new relationship. And even with the dating, I think people do it too. Like I've seen men be like, "Oh, I treated this girl. I gave this girl flowers. I cooked this girl dinner. I'm not doing that for no other chick because she didn't appreciate it when we were dating." Why? If that's who you are, be you. You was just doing it for the wrong person. You wasn't doing the wrong thing. You was just doing it for the wrong person. So
That
now
part.
you're right. So now you're holding yourself guard, and like somebody like me who deserves it and who would appreciate it, I don't see that side of you. So now you about to lose me because I don't see that side because you're holding it guarded because somebody else did you wrong. And I feel like a lot of people do that, and that's the reason why they feel like dating is trash. Just because one man wouldn't treat you out to dinner or wants to take you to McDonald's or wants to go Dutch or whatever, don't mean the next man is going to. You just need to probe and ask more questions so that way you know who you're dealing with, who you're not. But give him the opportunity, to fail or to do whatever he's gonna do or to achieve it. Says not everybody is the same.
But that's once again that's where it becomes a delicate situation. And then two, some stuff I can understand. So like you were saying, the disrespect part that carries over. So I'm saying, and
Yeah.
if you in your so since in your opinion, you experienced it um, on a first and foremost a recent there's definitely a recent situation. I can understand that being a priority. Like for me, uh, communicating is big. You know what I'm saying? Like
Who?
even when you're mad and even when you're
Yeah.
upset,
Mm-hmm.
and once again, I understand that you may not really want to talk in the heat of that particular moment. But let's but so let's have a designated time, a cooling off period. But the cooling off period can only be, 30, 45, no more than an hour. So we can have to come back to this conversation and hopefully without as much emotion that got you all upset to begin with. And then on top of that, so we can try to resolve the issue because stuff that lingers festers. And if it festers long enough, it'll start affecting the relationship. And once again, I've said this plenty of times, and I truly do believe it. There's not much that communication can't solve. But in order for communication to solve it, it has to catch it early. Because after a certain time, there's no amount of communication that's going to fix it. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't catch the problem early enough, and this is just once again, this is just my particular opinion. Shout out to Sister Varner, appreciate you joining in. Shout out to Jr. Appreciate you joining in, bro, as well. Uh, there's not much if we and it was one of the detrimental parts of my most recent marriage. And we both have made these I'm not giving trade secrets or nothing. We both made that situation what it was, where we didn't communicate. We let things, we held on to anger longer than what we should have and whatnot. And I see how that truly affected the marriage in itself. Obviously, it affected it to the point where it was dissolved. Shout out to Keisha Williams.
Yeah. So
Appreciate
it's
you watching
so
in
it's
and tuning
almost
in as
so
well.
almost what you're
Um,
saying is it's almost like also a catch 2020. You also learn from your
definitely,
previous relationship too.
definitely.
So
And
it's
the
it
learning
so it's
part,
both ways.
the right, the learning part is you're supposed to learn. You know what I'm saying? You're
Yep.
supposed to take those lessons that you learn from any situation, any relationship, regardless of the type of relationship, work relationship, siblings, co-workers, bosses, romantic, and the whole nine. So I'm not saying that you're not supposed to learn from it. But the negative parts of, well, my ex cheated on me, so obviously you're gonna be cheating too.
Right.
My ex was
Yeah.
abusive to me every time that I said this, so obviously I'm looking for you to do the same thing. When boo, I don't
Right.
even that's not even the type of cat that I am. You know what I'm saying? So or
Now,
like
now,
like
now,
you said,
see,
I bought some flowers and she didn't appreciate it, so I'm not buying no more chicks flowers. Well, dude, maybe
right.
you just was buying the flowers for the wrong chick. You know what I'm saying? Maybe she's allergic.
That part, yeah.
And maybe
Yeah.
that's the reason why she didn't want your funky flowers. Maybe you got the flowers out of somebody else's yard. You didn't really go get the flowers. You went to the cemetery and just stole somebody's flowers. Shout out to my boy, to my brother Wesley. I got an actual step brother named Wes that's like super older than me. Like he was grown when I was a kid. But shout out to Wes. He don't look grown. He don't look like he's super older than me now. He still look old.
So you got a man over here, so we might want to tap in on the other conversation.
Yeah, anybody want to tap in, feel free, because this is Tap In Thursdays, and we trying to get that particular portion to jump off. Wes, you know I'm just messing with you, bro. You know I love you, real talk.
Because we need the man's opinions.
Yeah.
But yes, but I totally agree with you, and that's I think there's communication, but then there's effective communication. And I think again, you have to let people prove themselves to you or prove who they are. Just like people who go in with cheating, you already, every time he say he's going somewhere, he going to the store, you like, is the hoe at the store? You know, every time he say, can he go to the bathroom, it's a hoe in the bathroom.
That part.
Like the movie.
That part. Shout out to my girl Juju, Cali.
If you're going to accuse me, then I might as well cheat, because that's where I'm at. Because you're going to accuse me, let me give you a reason. Let me give you a reason to punish me. I don't like to be punished on some shit I ain't done yet. Let me give you a reason to punish. But
I mean,
I'm not one to cheat. I don't take
because once again, nobody wants to. Why am I being held accountable for some shit, some stuff that I didn't do? Because
and it seems like I think women do it. Well, no, I don't know.
No,
I've heard a lot of men say that about women. Women that already has insecurities. Same thing with weight. Just because a man made you feel insecure about your weight, then doesn't mean that next man feels the same way about your weight or your looks. And I feel like you need to go in. You need to let them. Not really let them know, but I think people are just not honest in the dating. They're so afraid of being alone that people hide what they need and what they want. And honestly, what you need is not wrong. You just need to find the one who wants the same thing you need. What he needs is not wrong. But if everybody just be honest at the beginning and stop holding on to being so scared that I'm going to lose you or I'm going to lose, you're going to lose them anyway. You're just going to lose them down the damn line, or it's going to be a struggle. Right. And who got time? I'm too damn old. Like, I'm just too old. Like,
that part, Sam, for me, like you said, people, it's kind of a crazy situation because some people are so scared of being alone that they'll go along to get along. To have just so they have the better chance of getting, and then too, it really depends on the motives of the person, right? So I would think that this would be more so for a lot of dudes than it is for a lot of women, because a lot of times men, the end goal for men, let's keep it a buck, is those things. You know what I'm saying? Now the relationship part for a mature man, you know what I'm saying, that's the end goal. I'm trying to find somebody. Like, I was having a conversation with a young lady just here a second ago, and the expressing exactly what I want and things that I need and stuff like that. I'm looking for more than just the physicality of it. But don't get me wrong, I still want the physicality. You know what I'm saying? That part isn't changing. But I don't want to. Most men don't want to say something stupid that's going to have them eject, forced out of the ability to get the physicality. Feel me? You know what I'm saying? So, and then on the opposite side, I think for most women, who at a point where they really want somebody or they see potential in this guy, I'm not going to say something that may, for literally what you just said, that may derail the situation from going further. So if I know that he's already said that he doesn't like A, B, C, and D, so I'm not, even though I may be doing C and D, I'm not going to say that right now. Or if he says that, in his previous relationship, he was like unemotionally available, but he's a lot better with it now. But I need that to be a priority up front. I may not say it up front because I don't want to run him off. And he said that he's getting better at it, so let me see and things of that nature compared to, I'm telling you what I need up top.
Yeah, I'm just gonna.
if you run away, if it runs you away, it was meant to run you away. That's just
Yeah.
my personal opinion. You know what I'm saying? If
Yeah.
I tell somebody that I need to be wanted, you know what I'm saying? That's
Yeah.
not meaning that I'm needy and clingy and super and things of
No.
that nature, but that's me telling you up front. So then that way, if I'm not getting what I wanted, I can always say, I told you from the jump, this is
From
what
the
I
jump,
needed.
what
You know
I
what I'm saying?
need.
And what you'll never be able to say to Glenn Farron Jr. is that he didn't tell you what he needed and he wasn't upfront and honest about it in the
Upfront,
beginning.
communicating.
I'm
Yeah, and I
looking,
think a
I
lot
am
of people also
actively
too, but that goes
seeking.
into
Yeah,
that also
I'm
goes into
actively
the
seeking.
realm of people changing. Like you telling them off tops, but then they think they can change you. No, he's telling you what he wants, and either you're gonna be able to do with that, or you're gonna deal with it, or you're not. You're either gonna stay in the kitchen or you're not. And I think people go in dating a potential instead of dating the reality. This is who you have. This is who he is, or this is who she is. This is the reality, but you're not dating the potential. If you go in dating the potential, you're gonna end up with nothing.
Hey, we got somebody that want to join in. We got somebody that want to join in. My brother Wesley. Come on, Wes.
Oh.
Come on and support your little brother. Let's see if he's still on here. I hope he's still on here, bro, because I just saw the request, so my bad. I just saw that I had the
I'm gonna need you to pay
forgot I'm the guy.
because
Wes is still here. This is fam. This is my older brother. He older than Sean, so he like real old.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
But he's my brother. I love Wes though. Real talk. Wes is one of the coolest people I know. People don't really believe that's my brother, but real talk, his mom was married to my daddy.
Well, he was good.
He had older kids, and daddy had younger kids. But Wes was still at the house. That's my guy. Go ahead, Wes. What you got to say about the subject, bro?
Well, first of all, I missed the first part of the subject just by picking up what I'm listening to. First, I believe that everyone needs to first learn their self-worth, right? Once you learn your self-worth, then you create a real conversation piece and open honesty between each other. You don't hide who you are. If they can't accept who you are, then they can't accept you. I think that's the real callous of building a real relationship with anyone. And there will be adversity, but that don't mean that you stop working through the adversity. But it has to be real love. It has to be real communication. Except when someone has something to say. Don't mean you have to agree with it, but if you listen, then that piece opens up a whole new part of it.
See, that's why you my brother, man. You got that wise sage advice.
He got that. He got that older person going. He got that.
Yeah, he got that. He got that mature.
First of all, I'm not old. I'm not old, so let's back that up. Let's start that over. I'm seasoned. How's that?
You're vintage, bro. You just vintage. That's all. You just vintage. That's it. See what I'm saying? But Wes, I agree with you. See what I'm saying? Because once again, I agree with everything that you said. I didn't hear a lot of it, but I know you was wise, see what I'm saying? So I know it was some good stuff. I had to go I found my bud. I can hear y'all now. But no, real talk. A lot of people are not just being one. They haven't done the work within themselves off top to heal those situations. So then that way they're not taking those hurts and those pains and those, and taking those things into the next relationship. And then if they haven't, then sometimes it's just human nature to take that stuff out on the closest person closest to you. And a lot of times that's our mates. See what I'm saying? You have a bad day at work. See what I'm saying? You ain't taking that stuff out on your boss or, on your coworkers. You're going home and you kicking the dog.
Never bring it home. If you have a bad day at work, never bring it home. What you need to do is take a pause. Take a pause for the cause, and then take a deep breath. When you come home, your spouse, your mate, or whatever you want to call them, they are your sounding board. But that don't mean they have to agree with you.
That part. Shout out to Sherry. Shout out to Sherry. Shout out to Devontae.
Before we let Mr. West go, since I'm asking him to stay, we're gonna let him pass in 2 minutes because I gotta get him on the other topic.
Okay, go ahead. That's the topic. I don't know if Wes does it. Go ahead, Wes. Yeah, Wes, answer this question, bro. Go ahead.
So a question that the ladies want to know that I've been asked a few times is, why do men like to be called daddy? Whether that's in an intimate setting or just daddy. Like, I'm not sure if you know Monique, the comedy
Comedian.
person, whatever, comedian. Yeah, she calls her husband daddy in public when she's talking about him. She addresses him as daddy. And then of course there's the intimate part. So I don't know if you're a particular man that likes that. So how do you feel as far as being called daddy or a woman calling you daddy?
You know, first of all, let me say this. I am a dad. Okay, so let's get that out. I have
Let's get that out.
I have 8 kids. I have
Do you?
17 grandkids and 1 great grand. All right. So let me say this. Being called daddy is a privilege, but some men want their ego stroked by having their spouse call them daddy.
Yeah,
There's
I can see
nothing
it.
stroking about calling somebody daddy. You earn that part. It's not given to you. That's just my opinion. Don't
So
call me
you
daddy. You call me anything you want to, but I ain't your daddy. I'm not. I'm your spouse. I'm your mate. I'm your lover. I'm whatever, but I'm not your daddy.
See,
I
that's why he's West. That's why he's
I
World
call
Wide
nobody
West.
damn
That's my
daddy.
guy. That's my
Well,
guy.
thank you
That's
so
my
much.
guy.
Thank you so much. I needed that. I needed to hear that because I'm gonna get teased in a little bit, but we needed another
Yeah.
man's opinion. So I appreciate it.
Appreciate you, bro. Good looking out. Appreciate you watching. All right, get off my shit. Get off my show. Bye. You gotta go. Yeah, there he is. All right. Yeah, so once again, West, that's a
Okay.
good that's a good tap in. See what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying, ladies. Don't be scared. Come
Don't
on,
be
join the show. This is our time to really interact with the people. See what I'm saying?
yeah,
So we really want to hear your opinions on this, especially on this topic, because
yeah.
this is kind of a topic that I really wanted to talk about tonight, because I just think that we can do so much to avoid those bad breakups or those breakups period if we just do some work pre-hand. And this is one of those things that we have to learn to start doing pre-hand, because if you don't, you're gonna keep repeating the same cycle over and over and over again
But
to the point.
I think not to cut you off, but I think that goes back to when you had said it's funny that a lot of women feel like they are good women and they're not. So if you think you're a good woman, if they think they're a good woman, they take that shit into the next relationship thinking they're a good woman, but you're not. And it takes two. You know, I mean, you might have had, like I said, we all had flaws. Even in my past relationship, I would never just put everything on him. And we both had mistakes, or both of us had done stuff, and you have to learn from it. But you first have to
Recognize it and own up to
you
it.
have to recognize that you were a problem or that you had issues too. And that's the thing a lot of people don't. They're so busy pointing so many fingers at, oh, well, my spouse did it, or this big one. If he wouldn't have done it, then I wouldn't have done this. No,
That part.
Like, you know, that's almost like that matching energy bullshit, which I told you, I don't match energy. I remove energy. I'm not matching a damn thing because I'm going to stay Renee. That's what I'm going to be because that's who I am. I'm not about to sit here and act a fool with you because no, unless I want to act a fool. No, don't even know. Hold on. I'll say no when I say
I don't even know who Renee is. I keep saying, every time you say Renee, I look around the corner to see who Renee is. Because I don't know no goddamn Renee. I know Stephanie. I know Steph. So you saying, and them two Negroes right there is enough by themselves. So I don't know who. Maybe Renee is the chick that go to work and bring home the 48, the work the 40 and bring home the paycheck. That's Renee. So saying, but Stephanie is Steph.
I'm telling you, Stephanie is and I feel like everybody do have an alter ego or alter person, and you need to honestly, because when I'm Stephanie, I'm just more reserved, more calm, maybe more. I kind of think a little bit more. Renee, I'm just I just go with the flow. It's fun. It's hey, what's the next best thing? It's just goofy, stop playing with me.
No, see, because I can hear you now. So I can hear all the foolishness that you said. Sis said, you out here lying to the people. You out here lying to the people. Sis said, you out here lying to the people. It's okay. Don't even worry about it, boo boo. Don't even worry about it. It's cool.
You can always go to the best friend, right? If she's on here or if she texting in, honestly, her and my sisters, the closest people to me, they can honestly tell you there is a difference between Stephanie and Renee. Even my emotions are different. Like, I care, I don't, like, yeah, it's like different. Not
that your emotions are different. Nigga, that's a whole different personality.
Stephanie cares a little bit more. She's more like, I care about your feelings. I take more in consideration. Renee just like, on to the next. Like,
all right. Now I know. I'm so glad I don't have that. I'm glad I ain't gotta meet. Yeah, I'm glad I ain't gotta worry about that one, because it is what it is. We've been getting a lot of great comments in the chat tonight, since like some really, really great ones.
Yeah. So what was his name, Wes? Like he had said, I'm real big on the whole not bringing your work home. I actually say that as one of my interview questions. I don't bring my work home, and I don't bring my home to work either. Like, I can be letting my son have it all the way up to the curb, and literally I will click that off and go in, hey, how was your day? How's your day? How was you? Good. Because I cannot stand a moody person when I go into work, and I don't know if you got dick down or if you had your damn coffee today.
These earbuds. No, there is some people on here. First Lady Tolliver's on here. What are you talking about? She said the saints are present. The present. The saints are present. What are you talking? Stop it. You see how I'm barely cussing tonight. I'm barely cussing. She said, I'm trying to keep it clean. I'm trying to make it to heaven.
You just telling me get off your
I meant to say show, though. I swear to God, I meant to say show. I really did meant to say show. Wes, you my guy. I meant to say show. I didn't mean to say the other word. But you say shit all the time on the show. It's in the name. It's in the name of the show. So that's like the free part in bingo. That's the star. You get to say that. Whatever. It is what it is. It's part of the show's name. So, but once again, I definitely, I think we just agree on this particular topic because some stuff I don't. Now, I may vent about what happened at work. See what I'm saying? Because that's what you do with your spouse. I can't believe this nigga was talking slick. And so I was about to quit this job because this nigga had me 13 ways to 7, messed up. See what I'm saying? But never to the point to where I have, and I think I can pretty much say this with 100% certainty. I have never had somebody at work make me mad, and then I came home and took it out on the family. See what I'm saying? Yeah. Especially not the second marriage. I can't want out. Yeah, I can say it was the first marriage too because that's just not the type of person that I am. So I may, like I said, I'll vent, but I'm not holding no grudges and stuff like that. And then I don't do. And then when I'm at work, I'm at work. See what I'm saying? So I'm going to have fun at work. I'm going to, kick it with my people at work. And then if I'm having issues at home, I'll get in the car and be like, oh my God, I got to go home now. Shout out to Kelly. Kelly Kearns, appreciate you tuning in. Hope you're feeling better as well, boo-boo.
And I'm sorry, Pastor Sam. I don't know if that was a joke or she was serious. Samantha.
Who's that? Oh, Sam is not a pastor. She got 13 jobs. She got 13 jobs, but she is. No. She is. I think she's like an internet pastor. See what I'm saying? I think she went to like pastor.com and got her license. I think she can marry people. I think she didn't tell me that. I think she did. So Sam might be a real pastor. I think she might be a real pastor. She ain't got no church though. She ain't got no flock. She's flockless. She said she's out here walking flockless. You know what I'm saying? That's what.
And you know what? I'm not going to hell with you, so I'm gonna let that alone. But I apologize for my sins already. Okay, I ask for forgiveness if she is. And then Raquel, she's gonna address the Renee. She knows the difference. And then I think I seen a comment from Tanya earlier. I can't.
Tiny's been
find
putting out a lot of good. Tiny's been putting out a lot of good information.
Okay, what about Marie? She said, I called my husband daddy because I didn't want my children to call their dad by their first name.
So read that again. Read that again because that didn't make sense to me.
Okay, I never heard it that way. Okay, she said,
no, say it again.
Marie said, I called my husband daddy because I didn't want my kids to call him by his first name. But
okay, so in that situation, like if like her oldest was not by her husband, if I'm not mistaken. And so maybe that's because I think some of the rest of the kids was, to my knowledge. So I can understand that for the first one. See what I'm saying? Because I kind of had that same situation with Ronnie. See what I'm saying? Because he wasn't my biological, but my kids never, like my biological children, it's not an option. So, but when it came to Ronnie, we had to figure out exactly how he was going to address me. See what I'm saying? Because he couldn't just call me Deacon Moore anymore, because that's, when I met him, that's what I was. So we had to assimilate him into the group with the rest of the kids. See what I'm saying? So if me and Key would have decided that it would have been okay for him to just call me T, that would have probably been okay because he wasn't the biological, so he was coming in kind of late into the process. Like in my first marriage, my stepkids did call me T. They didn't call me Dad or nothing like that. They called me T. See what I'm saying? And that's just what we went with because I felt okay and comfortable with that. But they were a lot older at that time too. But Ronnie fell in line when the other kids started coming around more. So when Deanna and Tay started coming around, and obviously they're calling me Dad, it just became second nature for him to do the same thing. And so it wasn't something that we asked or forced him to do. It's just how it went. It's just how it went down.
Yeah, I get it to a degree. I mean, I of course I've dealt with the same thing with my dad and my mom. But yeah, they're gonna get called their names. I'm sorry, see that was Stephanie. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying that was just like no. But now I will say my dad's current wife, which is what I call my mama Misha. It has took me. I love her to death, like to death. She is the bomb. She is what I call the epiphany of a great wife, like literally. I love her to death. And but I recently just started calling her Mama Misha. And I sometimes still say just Misha though. But I think like I get what Marie is saying, but at the same time, I think I would have went with maybe. I mean, because if you call them babe, if they're not babies, I get it. If they were little, but if they were older, then I don't. But if that works for her, I mean, and that's the thing. What works for her,
and what works for her, exactly.
And that's fine. And that's the thing everybody has to understand it. But that's one conversation you want to have, because I've had men that says they feel like that's a big thing. A man actually told me that, like here within this dating realm, told me that he prefers his woman to sometimes call him daddy or address him as king or let's just say we're no longer talking. It's just like I said, I just don't have I have one daddy, Stephen Bernard Spears. That's my daddy. That's my daddy.
Is that Uncle Stevie's middle name, Bernard?
Shut up.
Oh, he's gonna be Bernard for the rest of his days.
Oh, you gonna be dog, baby.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry. He'll get used to it. Everybody else does.
You better stop playing. Just like that Uncle Butcher's name. You better quit playing. I ain't gonna go there with you now.
Uncle Bernie. Hey, yo, Uncle Bernie. Uncle Bernie, what's good, sir?
You'll forget. I'm not gonna go there with you. Anyway, but I just feel like it's just, that's my dad. Now, I do feel like, I don't know. But I've also seen it on telling where I also heard that same man say he also calls a woman ma sometime, or mama. That's so weird. Like, call me.
Now, now I have never called I have never called a chick mama. By no means. That's nasty. That's nasty. Now, I'm just, I do not need Cindy popping up in my head at the wrong moment. By no means. But I think at some point every man has said, "What's up, little mama?" See what I'm saying? Something. See what I'm saying? In that kind of a situation. Now, for me to answer the question, I'm gonna answer the question and I'm gonna be done with this topic because it is what it is. I do not. Oh, by no means, I'm not. I'm good. My temperature is on that's just the sunlight. I mean, the light from the thing. I am unmoist. I am unmoist.
No, come back to the question.
No, but I will in the everyday vocabulary. It is. I mean, I've never been referred to that in either relationship as daddy. See what I'm saying? But I won't lie. There was a time I was putting in work. See what I'm saying? A certain amount of work, and she hit me with the "You better get it, daddy," and I was like, oh, I'm not gonna lie to you. I kicked it like a turbo booster. I was like, it just did something to me. I ain't gonna stunt. Since then, I'm gonna keep.
I don't want to think like that. That's a throw up. No.
No. Oh, it was you know how like the Boy Scouts have like certain you do a certain number of things, you get certain merit badges, and once you perfect that, I was able to check that box off the list, the bucket list.
I've been called daddy.
I've been called daddy. Says, hey, no. I may not be. Says, man. That's been checked off. It don't need to necessarily happen again. But if it happens in such a context of the conversation, I'm not gonna be all upset. So that's my truth, and I'll stick to it. It set that mood off though. I'm not gonna stunt. So it was woo. Anyway, I know that's probably more than what y'all wanted. See what I'm saying? But I don't know why though. I don't know why that's such a big thing for dudes. I can surmise or theorize behind it, whether it's just being an authoritative figure or but like Wes said, I'm a whole father. See what I'm saying? And my daughter calls me dad. See what I'm saying?
When you felt some type of way and D came over and she talking to you and she called her dude daddy.
We didn't know this. Hold on, pause. Shout out to my one of my favorite cousins, LKJ, Lavonda K. Jackson. Appreciate you joining me.
We can't have no favorite cousins. Hold on.
No. I said one of. First of all, don't do me because I got a mama side and a daddy side, so I can have a favorite cousin on both sides. Don't do me, and I don't even think you're on the list for a favorite cousin yet. See what I'm saying? Learn your place.
Hold on.
Stay in your row. No, we'll talk. But me and Dee's actually had this conversation.
Okay.
And I let it be known. I don't care what you call him at home. Don't slip up at my house, because I'm clowning immediately. See what I'm saying? Because when you come in my house, there's only one.
There's only one.
And now on the day that I go to the other side of creation, you can call him that wherever you want to call him that. But when you're in my presence, his name is Chad. See what I'm saying?
Baby or hun.
No, none of that. He's Chad. There is no monikers at my house. He's Chad. Matter of fact, you use his whole government name, Chad Bartholomew Johnson. That's who he is. See what I'm saying? You might be able to get away with Chucky. See what I'm saying?
Outside of that, no. But real talk, no, don't do that. Don't disrespect me. Don't disrespect me like that in my house.
Okay. But then he gonna hit you with, but you be calling me daddy in the room, though. You can't get mad because you got called daddy in the room.
That's fine. But she won't do it at this house.
Hey.
And she won't do it at this house, sir. If you want to do pecking order, we can do that all day.
Anyway,
We can do that.
Thursday. What y'all gonna say about this topic? Whether it's the daddy topic or the other topic of bringing in past relationships into your current relationship or into the dating scene, how do you feel about that? Please tap in. This is Tap In Thursday. Want to hear from everybody, different people. If you have done it and it didn't work out well. If you had it done to you, how did you feel about that? How did you handle that? So tap in. T, ain't got nobody.
No, nobody. I don't have no red marks right now. Sister Rita Tolliver said, if couples have pet names for each other, if couples have pet names for each other, that's between them. But don't tell them I can't. But don't tell that I could call you a certain name to call you. I get that because see, when I thought of this topic, or when you asked this question, well, immediately came to my mind was my Aunt Lo, because my Aunt Lo called my Uncle Big Sil Papa all the time. See what I'm saying? And
that was a big one back in the day. They called theirs not daddy but Papa.
See what I'm saying? And that was just I don't recall a time in my life where I don't recall Lo calling him that. See what I'm saying? And I doubt if it was. I mean, because for the majority of my life, my grandfather was around, her father. So it ain't like she didn't have, dad around and whatnot, but that was just the name that she called him. See what I'm saying? So I just think that was their thing. And each couple is just different. See what I'm saying? So if that's what you do, that's what you do. I'm not here to tell you that you're wrong. See what I'm saying?
Not at all.
It is what it is. See what I'm saying? Because I'm going to have some pet nicknames. See what I'm saying? It ain't going to be nothing motherly, but it's going to be, understand me, I'm going to give you something. You won't, it's very rare, because when I call you by your government, please know, I mean that personally.
I mean that
for real.
Because I'm that girl. Like when I call you by your first name, like my because my ex first name is Lovey, which sounds more enduring, more whatever. But I do not call. How do you make
Lovey? How you make Lovey sound mad? Lovey, if you don't get your Lovey stuff over here.
I did, because he did not like me, because I did not call that man that. I called him D the whole time, or babe, or whatever. But if he picks me off, it was Lovey. Like, you're making me mad. Like, for real. Like, stop. Like, whatever you doing, let's quit. Like, I don't like that. I don't even like when people call me by, like, even sometimes the way you say different people, the way you say Stephanie, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't call me that. And there's, speaking of that, kind of to go on to that, some people feel like, it was a whole TikTok on that, where like the girl would the dude set up the camera and he called her by her first name, and she's like,
and she broke. Right.
Why you calling me?
Got mad and upset and whatnot.
Where's baby? You ain't never called me by my first name. You mad? Something like that. Because people get used to that name. You call them that. And so when you know what it is, it's like, what are we doing here?
That part. See what I'm saying? You know what you're doing. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you now, once again, we all do that. We've all been guilty of that situation where you in a heat of an argument, or they done made you mad and you done called them by their first name because you ain't feeling all lovey-dovey at that particular moment of time. See what I'm saying? And it is what it is. See what I'm saying? You can go back to being Bay tomorrow, but today you Jessica. See what I'm saying? Yeah. That's who you is today. See what I'm saying? And because I need you to know I am not pleased. Me and Jesus are not pleased with you right now. Shout out to my girl Tanya Owens. Appreciate you joining in as well. She's about to.
Her and her husband never called each other by their government names unless they were.
I think
that's a lot of people. I've been doing with my kids though too. Like it is, I call them by a certain name, but if they're pissing me off, like the name is different. You know what I'm saying? Or I might add the first in the middle. Or first and last. Like you really making me mad. You know what I'm saying? Just so you know, like this is the level I'm at, and this is the level where you got to take me to. Okay, it's like a warning without a warning.
That's what but see, like, I can't remember as a kid, like my father being mad at us. Like there was I've only gotten like one whooping in my whole life from my daddy because I was throwing knives at Mimi. She had did something. No, real talk. She had did something to me, and I would have got my daddy wet. Daddy was married to Wes's mom's at the time, Pat, and Pat had the knife, set in the.
Okay.
Yeah, that's Pat's son, and Pat had the good knives. See what I'm saying? And Mimi did something to me, and my anger went immediately to 100. I want to grab some of Pat's knives and was chasing. See what I'm saying? We ran out of Daddy's house. This is when Daddy lived on 57. We hit the hallway. She hit the door. When she hit the door, she hit the fence. And before she turned to hit the fence, the knives was in the air. See what I'm saying? So if she wouldn't have hit the fence, it'd have been all bad. But when Pat came home, she's like, who messed up my knives? See what I'm saying? And Mimi couldn't wait to tell on that one. So she snitched me out. It's all good though. And my daddy came home and, he handled business. See what I'm saying?
You never grabbed another knife. I mean, go on another knife with my cousins. Wrong with you?
That part, he handled business. See what I'm saying? And but normally my daddy, whenever he referred to us, he always used our first and last names. Good, bad, or indifferent. Yes, Glenn Thurman, what do you want? Yes, Sean Edward. Yes, Ganesha. See what I'm saying? And so that's it wasn't. Mama, on the other hand, she didn't use when she was mad. She didn't call you out your name. She didn't call you by nothing. She was just hollering. She just was, that's just what it was. See what I'm saying? It wasn't no Glenn, come here. No, she was like, but she didn't do a lot. My mother didn't do a lot of talking. See what I'm saying? She was a woman of action. See what I'm saying? If she's mad and you about to catch these hands, nigga, she's on you with these hands. See what I'm saying? It wasn't a whole bunch of talking. You done got smacked up before she done said 3 words. See what I'm saying? And the next thing you know, now she's talking to you, telling you what you done. She said, hold on, can I get a warning? I can't, you just gonna walk in the house beating me up? What are we doing? Yeah, that was my mom. See what I'm saying? So, but with my kids, with my kids, I tended to be the more, if I was calling you by your first and middle, yeah, it was gonna be a whole situation. See what I'm saying? Because yeah, if I'm saying Deanna Jacob, come here, yeah, you might as well count it all joy. Ronnie, Mr. Lambert, come here. Might as well count it all joy, bro. Because it's gonna be count it all joy because you about to do some explaining. You got some explaining to do, Lucy. See what I'm saying? You got some whole explaining to do. That's what I'm saying.
That's what you're saying. That's what you're saying.
That's all I'm saying.
I agree. I think, like I said, I think people need to just stop dating the potential and date the reality. Stop trying to think that you're going to change him or change her. At the end of the day, they are who they are, who they say they are, and agree to. Now, people might mature and change a little things, but you're going to get what you get at the end of the day. And then, and some get so scared you're going to be alone. My thing is, you either going to be alone now, or you're going to be alone later, because whatever they're doing, if you don't like it or you're not going to be able to bend to go to what they like, then you're going to end up alone anyway, or you're going to be miserable. And I don't know about anybody else. I'm not living to be miserable. Like my next 40 years, hopefully, that I have left, I want to be happy as much as possible. I want to have more happy days than I have sad days. And until I find that, well, I'll stay in this blue headboard all by myself. Because I know my work, baby, and I am a good woman, and I really feel like, honestly, I feel like everybody is a good man and a good woman. You just maybe not have been good for the person that you were with. Oh, okay, not everybody. Okay.
Not everybody's good. We got a request. We got a request. Tia, Marie Johnson is about to join us. Marie, Phil Simpson. Oh, no, she's not. Guest couldn't be added. I guess she decided to decline it. I just saw it. Tia, if you want to come on, do it again. Send a request again, fam. But once again, I believe that the potential to be good is in everybody. I definitely believe that, but not everybody's good. See what I'm saying? There's some horrible people. There's some horrible people out there. Now, the majority of the people, the normal, everyday, get up and go to work, those people, the majority of the time, they're good people. They may have done something. They may have moments where they're not as, and whatnot. But for the most part, they're good people. T, I'm about to join. Get you here in a second. But the potential to be good is in everybody. Whether they choose to do it or not is something different. But
Yeah, I
just
think right
because,
there. You're right.
but
You're right.
just
You're right.
because I wasn't, me and you didn't work out doesn't mean that I'm not a good person. It just means, but like you
No,
literally just said, it just means that we're just not, we just
we're not
wasn't good for
compatible.
each
Or
other
we
at that
didn't
moment.
love each other.
That part. So, let's see if we can add her now. Adding, about to come on. Come on, Tia. Tia is literally like one of the only people that's actually come in and join out. Her and Wes, and then Cleo.
I said,
Not that you got the bonnet on.
oh, she got the bonnet on.
Not
Hey,
that you. Not that you got the. I'm
When
about to
I
go to
come
sleep.
home, this is
You
what
can.
you get.
Hold on, but you ain't home right now, fam. You on live national TV. See what I'm saying? This is.
I
See what I'm
could
saying?
snatch it off and you were
Don't.
like,
Let me
no,
tell
put
you.
it back on.
No. You could have went and grabbed your church jacket or something. See what I'm saying? You could have. What? You just. This what you gonna give the people?
Don't come for me. Don't
No.
come
You
for me.
came for us. You came. You joined our show. You joined our show.
Hi, Steph. How you doing?
No, we ain't done talking yet. Don't go to Steph. You talk to me. You my friend. What are you doing?
Listen, I got
Yeah.
an alter ego too. Her name is Sharon. Don't go.
that is
Yeah.
right. I'm gonna need you to calm down. She is
From
one
now
of our
on-
best viewers, one of our most participating, most joined
You
in.
so right.
Right.
On,
That's right.
on God. On God. Next time you come on, you better sit there. We're gonna creep for you. We need some proof before you come on. You will not surprise us again. You see the picture exactly what you got on next time.
You did not give me a disclaimer at the beginning.
I didn't know that we had to. You sitting up here dressed for bed. The ceiling. You so right.
When I come home, this is it. You can ask the kids. But anyway,
All right.
to address, I think it was the topic about settling and healing, and before you got into your next relationship. I didn't take the time to do that after Eric had passed away. And because I didn't take the time to do that, I was just settling for anything and anyone and was accepting anything. It is so important. I did not know you and Wes was related, T.
Mm-hmm. That's my brother.
You used
my
to
big
go
brother.
to church with him over at New Hope. Anyway, so I agree with what Wes said.
Yeah, that was the church family. I mean the family church for the longest on both sides of my family.
They're in Independence now. They moved. They bought a church building and they're in Independence.
Oh no, they're
Missouri.
actually not in Independence no more. They're actually in Kansas City now. They're in the city now. Emmanuel, I think it is. Yeah. So now they're there. They haven't been in Independence for a couple of years now. That's where I grew up.
Oh, okay. Small world.
This ain't the New Hope class reunion. Let's stay on topic, ladies.
Shut up.
Stay on topic.
But anyway, I agree with
So,
Wes.
Tia, have you ever called anybody daddy?
I can't keep a straight face dealing with T. Anyway, it's important to heal. That's what I've been trying to get out. But it's also important not to bring your work home too. Yes. Cut it off at the door. I could have saved so many headaches and heartaches and high blood pressure and health issues had I just cut it off at the door, whether it's going into work or going into the house. Yeah. And yes, I used to call my husband daddy. Yeah.
I mean, you already said that. Outside of your husband.
Outside of my husband.
Now, would you do that in? And I my condolences too for your husband.
Thank you.
Do you think you would do that in your next relationship? Do daddy again or no?
No, because it was primarily because of the kids. I didn't want them to call him by his first name. I grew up in a culture and a time that you just did not address adults that way. Yeah, of course. You know, it was yes ma'am, no ma'am, and all that different kind of stuff, and dad or mom or miss so-and-so or such and such. Okay. So no, I don't think I would use that term of endearment in my next relationship, only because of what it meant to me in my 26-year marriage to Eric. So yeah, no, I wouldn't.
That's it. That's it. She said so just so you y'all watching, she ain't calling y'all no more days. She's
No.
Right.
She ain't checked them out.
That's what she said. That's what she said. She said she ain't calling no more man daddy.
No.
She had 2 good ones, and both of them go on and praise the Lord. So she done. So if any man that's out there looking, you can just be bae. See what I'm
Hang
saying?
it up.
Boo. See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? Get past the bonnet. Once you put on the bonnet, you definitely ain't getting called daddy at that point. See what I'm saying?
I can't with you.
See what I'm saying?
Hey, I'm styling and profiling. You just jealous.
No, you sitting up there looking like RoboCop. That's what you sitting up there looking like. See what I'm saying?
Don't come to me. Don't do it.
Get off of me.
What you say, Stephanie?
I told him to get off of you. You won't do it again.
Right.
You okay? You won't do it again though.
Right. I'm gonna make
Oh,
sure.
you definitely.
Bye, y'all. Bye. Bye.
Always.
You're welcome.
All right, you get off my show. See, I said show that time.
You said show that time?
I said show that time.
You did? Okay.
Get off my show.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well,
man.
I want to ask, and I just forgot that quick. It was a quick one.
Say no to the weed. See,
Yeah.
man, how you gonna forget that quickly?
You can't know me back on subject. I was just thinking because, anyway, go ahead. I do not smoke weed, though, and you already know that. No, sir.
Anyway, it has been a great show.
It has.
I think it has. I really enjoy our Thursdays and Sundays. I really do, people. Y'all are one of my better. Y'all are one of my highlights of my week. I look forward to these days. I really do. Yeah. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Now this is what we're going to need from y'all, because in the coming weeks we are going to be switching to a real podcast platform. And we're going to need you guys to follow us onto the new platform. We're going to make sure we send out plenty enough advertising and reminders to, where we're going to be located at, how you can listen. We're going to try to get on as many of the different, the Apples and the Samsungs and all of that and whatnot. Hopefully we'll have a link to where you can tune in like you guys are tuning in now, with a chat that we can, continue doing this particular portion of it as well. But we want to branch out and set this up so that it's done properly, so that it can be more than just our friends listening to it. Because I think, I'm sure there's 1,000,001 platforms. I mean, not so much platforms, podcasts out there that's doing a lot of the same things. But what me and Steph do, the connection between us, I think is I'm gonna get that right at some point. Not today.
Platform, damn it.
Right, I'm gonna get it right before the next platform. But our connection, and you guys are a big part of the show. So I'm saying, once again, you guys absolutely make the show go. It wouldn't be nearly as fun if you guys wasn't as active as you are. So we definitely want you guys to follow us when we get it all set up in the whole nine, because we want to be able to continue this. And then once again, if you guys can continue to share the links that we don't send out and things of that nature, we can go as far as we really want to go. And we want to go far. We want to do some big things with this, if at all possible. So that's all I got. Steph, you got
so I agree. Yeah, just to piggyback on what he said. Yeah, we really need you guys, especially on our YouTube channel. Me and T have already researched it, and T had sent out a couple people to go ahead and follow, but it's under his page, and so I even have a page. But we need a page for Real Shit with R&T, and we need a TikTok with Real Shit with R&T. So we're gonna have to build those fan bases up so that we and him don't bring our personal into it. It's just like our Facebooks right now, and how my Facebook personal is kind of being attacked with the thing. But we need to move everybody over to Real Shit and R&T. But I do want to tell everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. I just don't want to be that person that gets too many, boggles you down, and then you get frustrated and you stop on us because you do start to keep seeing us and everything like that. So bear with us. We are going to be sending out different links and just, kind of tagging people a little bit just so we can get the subscribers, because you got to have subscribers before we can even go live on YouTube. And then with TikTok, I also think you have to be to a certain number, which I'm definitely well over my numbers for TikTok, but it is under my personal page. So I will have to I will have to start a whole new page on TikTok too. But the reels are also.
But once again, where we're gonna end up is not even on those platforms for the actual show. We'll still create the websites and whatnot, and we can throw reels and edit certain parts and to shoot out to get people to tune in and chime in and stuff like that. But where we're actually going to end up being is going to be on a totally different network and a totally different situation. See what I'm saying? So we're going to build those other platforms up, so then that way there'll be links on there. So so once again, for the branching out and for the purposes of the show. But once again, we want you guys to come with us. See what I'm saying? We want you guys to follow us and to continue to be part of the show, because you guys are the foundation. So I'm saying you guys are the base of the show, and we definitely will recognize that. And then as foundational pieces, once we get to a certain level, we can do a lot more things, especially once we talk about adding advertisers and stuff like that, and we're getting promoted in that way. There's a lot of things that we can do for you guys that we just don't have the ability or the means to do so right now. So once again, I definitely appreciate you guys tuning in. Just in case anybody wants to know, I had my first test on Monday. Your boy got a 92.38. So I'm saying, so I was definitely, I didn't think I did that well on the test. I'll be totally honest with you, but when I checked the scores that night, I was pleasantly surprised. So it definitely gave me the encouragement to keep going. Not that I was going to stop, because I already paid for the class. So who's stopping at this point? But I definitely appreciate all of the the congratulations and the well wishes and the words of encouragement, as I go through this process as well. It seems like my plate is a little full, but it's not really. I mean, it is a little bit. Don't get me wrong, but it's full with purpose, and I'll never complain about being on the path with purpose behind it, because I know that God placed me on this path for this particular time, and He's not going to put nothing on me that I can bear. And then two, with the show, this is what the show does for me. It gives me an outlet. See what I'm saying? It's where I can just be me. I don't have to worry about studying for this hour and a half. I can just be 100% of who God created me to be in this vein with w.R&T. And crack jokes and have fun and laugh with the people, and and when we talk about serious topics, have those discussions as well. You're gonna get all of that with this show. You're gonna get all of that. We talk about serious stuff, we talk about funny stuff, we talk about mundane stuff. We talk about everything, and that's the reason why we like having you guys along with us, because you guys' opinion matter to us. It helps the show. It helps, because once again, if we just up here talking for an hour and a half, 2 hours every time, that gets boring and old. But to add you guys as chat fan and to respond and to see the interaction between you guys in the chat, that's the part that I love the most, because it's y'all. Y'all don't even need us no more. Y'all having a whole conversation within yourself. You know what I'm saying? So we bringing people together.
Each other's questions and everything.
Right. See, we got moderators in the chat. See what I'm saying? What was the topic about? Somebody, this is what the topic about. You're the moderator for the day, fam. Yeah. See what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. We appreciate y'all. We get much love. If nothing else, it's 9:16. I truly appreciate y'all tuning in. I don't have nothing else.
We'll see y'all here on Sunday, 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock.
We'll have a topic. Hey, and if you guys ever, like I said, that is still open. I know we have been announced it lately. But please, if you have a topic that you want on the show, you can easily DM T or myself and let us know. And we can add that to our list, because actually, like I said, we talk about anything. So there is really nothing off the table that me and him will not talk about. Yeah. So there's
definitely nothing that I'm not unable to talk about.
I can think of anything.
Yeah, not even if I don't have any necessary experience, I can give you my opinion about it.
Yeah,
I always got an opinion.
Yeah. So definitely. So if you guys have a topic, or if you see one that's brewing, or one that you feel like is entertaining, or you even have a question, or like I said, whatever it is, we would love to. Please DM me or T and let us know so we can add that to the topic. That's just why we kind of like we be knowing what our topic is sometimes, but we easily can change it. We'll say, hey, did you know this just came up? And me and him will shoot each other text like, hey, let's talk about this. So we don't rehearse or anything. What you see is actually what you get from both of us. I mean, it is straight, not rehearsed at all. It is
Raw
straight.
and uncut. Raw and uncut. I don't come in with when we obviously we talk about the topics. We'll say, okay, this is what we're gonna talk about today,
Yeah.
And then I have a mind thought about about the topic in and of itself, but I don't go in. I'm not saying with a script like, oh, I need to make this point, this point, this point. I'm just telling you what I think off the top of my head, and that's what we do. So I'm saying that's how I roll. So
Yeah. And you can see how I roll. My memory ain't that damn good. So hell, I'm basically I'm going off top.
No, we ain't talking about nobody else with their bonnets. See what I'm saying? I think I got all of that off with you. See what I'm saying?
Hey, I'm gonna add mine. Don't you trip. You might get a day. You know what I'm saying?
We're gonna have a bonnet Tuesday.
Today with no makeup on, I was tired. Okay.
We got some latecomers coming in. Shout out to my girl, Shafa Green. I used to work with her over at Apria. Shout out to my man, Mac Douglas. His nickname is Mac. See what I'm saying? It's a whole situation. You can see it on the thing. But shout out to my man. Mac is okay. Quick story. I knew Mac from back in the day. So Mac, before I was looking for a church home, and Mac was like, "Hey man, why don't you come and visit my church?" So I was like, "Cool, no problem." So I went to visit the church, and on this Sunday, the only Sunday I've ever been to Mac's church, the pastor called this young lady up who had a baby. Says that baby was on the hip, right? And so the pastor started talking to her. And so then, the mothers came and grabbed the baby, and then there was a whole exorcism, which I had never been a part of in my life. I was sitting there looking like it takes a lot for me to be stunned and quiet all in the same breath. But fam, this is a real story.
Between the story you just told, which I knew was gonna straight take you to hell, then the pastor earlier.
No. That's definitely not the story that's gonna take me to hell. I got plenty of those. I'm telling you what happened at Mac's church, and I was sitting there like, I didn't know that was real. It was a whole situation. I didn't think any different than Mac. Mac still competed.
I seen. Speaking of church, and then we can get off. But I seen that they said when you leave church, you don't have to leave your members, or your members can still be friends. Like it's not a game.
No, I posted that today. Just because it's okay to still be friends with people that leave your church. Yeah. We're not in the game.
And stuff like that. Yeah, it's not a gang. So I think, maybe even talking about church, I mean, we're on trend a little bit, but we can make some conversations. Say, give us your title. Like right now, let us know what else we need to talk about. We can talk about it. And T, he can just go to, by himself sometimes.
What I'm always gonna do is bring the jokes. You can count on that. God gave me this personality. Shout out to my homegirl Carla J. Now, little history. Carla was my first real girlfriend since as an adult. Out of high school.
Hold on.
Yeah. Rita and Vonda, if y'all still on, y'all might remember Carla from. You might not remember her face or not, but. Lo, because Rita and Vonda's mother, my Lo, was notorious. If you came for Christmas, everybody walked out with a gift, and she gave Carla some candy. And even till to this day, Carla still talking about this candy. See what I'm saying? So shout out to Carla. See what I'm saying? She made it. Stephanie. Shout out to Stephanie Renee. She's on. Appreciate you joining in. Man, you already on the show, fam. Why you need a shout out? See what I'm saying? I swear, people, black folks.
Because in with R&T because I'm banned on mine.
Oh
Hey,
God,
and
man.
just so you guys
Oh
know,
God.
I don't know how much longer I got. For some reason, my countdown has went away, and now I'm really scared. But it should be coming. But please, once I do start back up on my platform, on my page, make sure you guys are still tuning in to me and T, because I don't know what's going on, but we are going to try to figure that out, because it doesn't seem like any of my page is following for some reason. But hopefully that's just because it's not showing. I don't know. Maybe it's not showing. I don't know. We'll
Yeah, maybe
figure it out.
because
But
since you banned or whatnot, it won't allow you full access.
yeah. But thanks again, you guys, for tuning in to Real with R&T. We'll see you guys here on Sunday at 7 o'clock with your same hosts and same locations.
Holla at your man.